Hey guys, welcome back to the Co-OpCast. Happy to be back with you again this week, as we do every week. I'm your host, Carter CDC, with your other hosts, the Baron72 and Soy Sauce. How are you guys doing?
Fantastic.
Great, my guy.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back with you guys. We're here to talk about something pretty special to all of us. But we do have a few announcements. Not really announcements pertaining to us, just like gaming news almost. Just some pretty interesting and fun things happening right now. What's been going on, guys?
Gotcha. I'll jump in on this. So these are like important games to us and good for nostalgia reasons. Like we've talked about them in the past and whatnot, and just thought we'd like to touch on them. And if you guys haven't heard about the updates from Nintendo, there was a Nintendo Direct about 2 weeks ago now. I don't know how long ago, and there was a Pokemon update as well. And there's 3 new games that a couple of us are excited about and want to pitch our 2 cents in, and one of us that isn't very excited for one of them. And we'll figure that one out in a second. Let's start off with the one that we're probably not most notable for, but Skyward Sword. Who's excited for that?
I'm happy they're doing it. I appreciate it. I never played it before. I've tried probably twice. Never got into it, even though I'm a big Zelda fan. I mean, I hate calling myself a Zelda fan because I just feel so hypocritical because we have yet to make a Zelda episode yet, but I'm going to give my opinions on Breath of the Wild. Yeah, but I'm excited to have the opportunity to really try Skyward Sword, and I think it's going to change my mind.
What kept you from playing it the first time?
I didn't like a lot of the things I saw about it. The whole flying with your bird thing didn't really appeal to me. I didn't like the character design of a lot of people and a lot of the monsters, and I didn't like
fat lips.
Yeah, I do like the concept of the story. Isn't that like the very first link in the timeline? That's like the beginning of the whole timeline.
Yes,
I think that's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, I didn't really care for Skyward Sword either. It's a cool game. Like, not gonna bash it all that much. I haven't beaten it. I beat it with my brother, but I haven't beaten it by myself. Like same as Carter, the flying had no like content to it. It was you fly to a circle in the sky and then you teleport to Hyrule, like you jump down to Hyrule, and that was like it. That's all you did with the flying. Like there's 1 or 2 quests with the flying, but that was it. So I'm excited to try it again. To actually beat it myself, but I was just hoping for a Breath of the Wild 2 update, to tell the honest truth, when What's His Bucket came on screen for the Nintendo Direct.
Was there any word about
No, he was like he literally like came on stage on screen and he's like, I know a lot of you want to hear about Breath of the Wild 2, but we don't have anything to update right now. So instead, to hold you over, this is what we're doing, and then announced Skyward Sword.
That's like a kick to the nuts right there.
Well, like they're just developing it right now. It's probably going to be another 2 years before we even get it. Like,
yeah,
everybody's all excited that it's going to come out like now, but all we got was a teaser trailer. Like, how long until the first Breath of the Wild teaser trailer did we get actual Breath of the Wild? It was like 2 years. So
I was say, is it actually called Breath of the Wild 2?
I don't think it has an official name yet, but
okay.
That's what everybody's calling it because it is a direct sequel to the game.
And that's the first time Zelda's done that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the premise behind it that everybody's thinking is that it's actually can be a 2-player game and you play as Link and as Zelda.
Oh, snap.
Nice. That'd be sweet.
Changes.
In my opinion, I can almost guarantee you that game will be a launch title for the next Nintendo console.
Probably.
I can see it, yeah.
So we're all Pokemon fans here, or at least used to be. And the newest addition to the Pokemon franchise is coming out next year in 2022, called Pokemon Legends of Arceus. And for me, for one, I am super excited for it because it looks like an open world Breath of the Wild-esque Pokemon game, which is a game we've been waiting for as Pokemon fans forever. Like, to be able to just run around anywhere we want to be able to catch Pokemon and stuff. I know, Carter, you have some gripes with it. Do you want to say your gripes?
I love the direction they're going with it, but when I saw it and I looked at the title of the trailer, it said official trailer, and I was just surprised that that's what we get as an official trailer. It just looked so early in development still for me. Wasn't happy with the performance of how it looked and how it ran, but a lot of the models that I saw of the Pokemon just looked really robotic and they didn't really move at all, and they just looked like stuffed animals to me. Unless they were attacking, like there's that scene there were two Pokemon fighting. I think it was Garchomp and someone else. But it just looked very early in development, but I guess that was an official trailer, so I'm hoping that later on throughout the year, as we get more footage of it, that it will look more improved to me. But don't get me wrong, I love the direction they're going with it. I love the concept. That's what I've been wanting in a long time, ever since I was a kid. But it just surprised me. I still have high hopes for it, and I'm still excited for it though.
There's a rumor going around in some of like Twitch communities. It's not official or anything, but some people are thinking that the next Switch, like not the next console, but like the updated Switch, is going to come out with that game to be able to handle it.
Yeah,
because the Switch we have now, like it handles Breath of the Wild okay, but like there are times where it's just like it could just be a little bit better. So
What frames does Breath of the Wild get?
Locked at 30.
Probably 30, yeah.
But most of the time it drops when big explosions and stuff happen.
Yeah.
And you can tell when it drops. But I don't think it bothers a lot of people. It doesn't really bother me.
That's good.
But in the trailer, I could tell the Pokemon game was very low in frames.
Well, and that's Nintendo's thing, is they go for playability. They haven't since GameCube, because GameCube was where they took the graphics game over. But they haven't lately taken the graphics game. They've taken the playability game. So hopefully that's still true with this new Pokemon. With that being said, let's move on to the next and probably most exciting Pokemon game for us, because we grew up and it was super nostalgic, and it's going to be super nostalgic when we get to play it again. And for sure, I'm getting it. And it's the new Diamond and Pearl remakes. What do you guys think about those?
Yes. I love Diamond. I grew up on Diamond. I remember logging into my game on my DS and seeing the amount of hours I put in, and I think it got up to like 700 or something, which was a lot. I don't know how it compares with other people with Pokemon, but it's a good number.
I remember you're always super far ahead of me because, like, I'm just meaning gameplay, because you played it more than I did in Diamond and Pearl era. Yeah. But I remember I had like the same amount of hours as you did, but I think that's because I never turned my DS off. I just like flipped it down.
Memories with that game. It was fun, and I'm excited to see it come back. I did have to like look up when I saw the trailer. I was wondering. I was like, "Is this going to be on the Switch or on the DS?" Because it just looks like it looked like a DS game when I first saw it. But I didn't see the whole Switch logo at the beginning of the trailer, so it caught me off guard.
Well, and I think that's their plan to go with it. Is this is a remake. We're not going to change the original game like we did with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. We're just remaking it with different kind of look and better battle graphics, and that's about it. Do you guys like the claymation looking style of it though?
I'm not the biggest fan. I could ask for a little better, but I'm not going to complain. Nintendo's known to have that kind of theme, especially lately with the Switch. There's like a meme right now on Reddit where they're joking that the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl looks like the Zelda Link's Awakening, and the Pokemon Arceus game looks like Breath of the Wild. So it's like a mix between the two, where you're playing a Zelda Pokemon game, but you're also playing a Pokemon Zelda game.
Yeah. Yeah, we're super excited for those Pokemon games to come out. And for Zelda, just because nostalgia, man. I just want these games. They're going to be so much fun. But more on a super recent and super coming out like today as we're recording this, breaking the fourth wall. We're recording this on the 1st of March, so a couple days before this comes out. The new Agent comes out in Valorant, and we're super excited for that. Astra, right?
Yeah, Astra. Can't wait. She's African, so makes me happy. Represent. I spent 2 years in Africa, so it's cool to have diversity in the game. And she seems like a really cool, diverse controller character.
It's gonna completely change the game. I feel like with Yoru, like some of these recent characters, they kind of just have pretty similar flashes and things, but I feel like she's gonna completely kind of change the landscape when one of the teams have her. Because
do you think she's gonna be game breaking or OP or?
Yeah, she will be meta. So I think she will be the highest pick throughout especially the esports. I think she will be a very useful agent for every team. Any team combination, she will be useful on offense and defense, especially.
Because I know you guys, I haven't really looked into her other than the videos you sent me. But I hear she's kind of like a Viper, right?
It may seem like it, but just because she's a controller, and controllers have similar abilities, like Brimstone and Viper. But she has these 5 stars she can place anywhere on the map, just like Omen. When Omen can go into that dimension-looking scene where he places his smokes, she does pretty much the same thing, but she's above the map. She places the stars, and she can do 3 different things with each star. She can either make a star turn into a smoke, she can make it have a gravitational pull and pull all the players in, and then she can also stun. So with those 5 stars each round, she can do 5 different things, or 5 of the same thing. She can make 5 stuns or 5 smokes, or make cool combo moves. And then her ult is similar like Viper, where she puts a huge wall up, but no one can shoot through it, and it dampens the audio on the other side really heavily. So it's just all around a very useful agent to have on your team.
Gotcha.
She's going to make planting default very hard, since she has 5 abilities that she can place without having to look at because with Killjoy, you have to actually be at the site, right? But she'll be able to, like, say there's 3 locations that most people plant at, she can place them all 3 down, stun them at the same time, and then, I don't know. I think in the right hands, she'll be deadly.
Yeah. So on Haven, there's 3 sites. She could literally place a star on each default spot for where the bomb would plant, which is the most popular place to plant the bomb. And so you can literally have a stun on each site, combining with 2 other stars, which is just crazy.
Yep.
That is crazy. So with that being said, I do want to make a little announcement, a little kind of teaser. We know how successful our Valorant highlights video was, and you guys seem to like it a lot. So I think with the coming out of the new character, we're probably going to start making another one. And it'll probably be the question of the week this week to see if you guys are interested in that or not. But it was really fun to make last time, and so we think it'd be fun to try it again and see what you guys think.
Today we want to just focus on YouTube in general. And us, of course, with this channel, with this podcast, we are also putting this content onto YouTube. So I guess we can call ourselves YouTubers now. But yeah, we want to focus this episode on YouTube and just kind of cover different aspects of different parts of our life, where videos we watched as kids, things we're watching now, things like that. We can just cover a little bit about how we decided to start this whole channel in the first place, which was pretty recently.
I know growing up, we always had like these ideas of starting a channel, like whatnot, in high school and middle school and everything like that. Like, man, how cool would it be to be able to put like highlights of Halo on the internet and like get famous for Halo? I know we had that conversation at least twice.
All the time. We would always talk about just getting people to watch stuff from us. It's I feel like everyone has that kind of feeling that they would like to have someone watch them do something that they enjoy doing. You're not going to post something on YouTube that you don't like doing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think it's so funny because we always would talk about it, but we never do anything about it. And I'm glad that this last year, when me and you talked about this podcast that we wanted to do, that we didn't even know the name of yet, but we were just like, man, let's just do it. Like, why are we still talking about this? Let's go and get it. We might not have many viewers, and we might not have that many people that are going to watch us within the first, say, 5 years or 3 years or something, or even first year. Like, but it's fun to actually be able to do it and go with what we actually like to do.
We really enjoy making this content, and we love anyone who watches it, and we love anyone who interacts with us. But even if no one watched our stuff, I think we all would still enjoy just talking together and discussing our opinions on things we like and things we don't like. And we really appreciate any of you guys that are along for the ride. And don't worry, we'll be here every week. Who knows how long, but we'll keep you guys up to date with everything that we're going through and things that we like to talk about.
Yeah, it's cool. I hardly ever look at or think about the views, especially in the beginning here.
Yeah.
I just think about how we can improve or do better. What's our next idea? It's just fun doing it.
For sure. And what I meant by that is like I remember in high school we'd say let's make a highlight film of Halo, and we just never do it because I feel like we're just scared to like actually show ourselves on the internet. But with us being older now, making this podcast and being able to do it, it's just so much fun. And like, who cares what they think? Like, it's just fun to be able to hang out with you two and do it.
Oh yeah, and I think it was even today it seems a lot harder to capture content from a console, and we're all on a PC. I think it's a lot easier for us to get this content out there, especially now that we're older and we kind of understand how these things work. And I think it's been going along really smoothly these past few months. We started in November, or was it the first week of December? I can't remember.
It was the last week of November 25th, I think.
Nice. Yeah, we've been going for a while, and we don't plan on stopping. So I think we're improving. I haven't really looked back on our first couple episodes, but I feel like we've improved, and we just want to keep improving for you guys and for each other, and just see where we are a year from now.
I want to hear. So I wasn't a part of the insemination process. So I want to hear you guys. What exactly went down between you guys? And I can't remember if there was other people in the room where it happened. But yeah, what exactly went down?
I think what literally happened was, so we won't throw names or anything out there, but we were talking with one other guy, and then we ended up getting with Sawyer and whatnot. And this is how Co-OpCast started. Carter just came to me, and we were in a video call, and it was just one night. I think Carter said it to me first. He's like, dude, like, what are we doing? Like, let's start this podcast we talked about before. Like, let's just do it. I don't know. And then we both got really excited about it. And it's like, we have the equipment, we have everything. Like, we don't have very good mics right now, like we do now. We had our headset mics back then, 3 months ago. But that was basically it. It's just one night conversation, and then plans got in the rolling.
That's quick.
And it was always a little like risky in my head because we did like get art for the thumbnail and the what's the other thing?
The banner and the picture, like the profile picture.
Yeah, those two things. We got art for that, and it always like it seemed like it was gonna be like this better work because we're putting some money in this now because we put some art down, so we better like stick through it and do it because now we got some down payment on this thing. And then one day we hit up Sawyer and we're just like, let's go, man. You want to join on this?
Yeah, we definitely wanted a third person. We were like, I'm comfortable talking just with you, Colin, and if it was just back and forth between the two of us, but we wanted this commitment. We wanted to be able to know that we could do this for a long time, and I think it would be a lot easier with a third person. So having Sawyer with us and having this trio, I think really helps us motivate each other to keep doing this and to bounce different ideas off of each other and just keep this thing rolling, give each other different roles, different responsibilities. I think it's been going really great. And I think the three is a good combination, especially when we have a guest, because then there's a fourth person, which is why we call our guest episodes Player 4. And I think it just really brings it all together. I really love our Player 4 episodes.
One, I do want to kind of give a heads up to the viewers and stuff. We wanted 3 people for the dynamic of 3 people, but we also wanted to have the backup of, hey, if one of us can't make it, the other 2 can still make the podcast. Like, I know Carter's coming up on his busy season here in a few months in farming on the farm, and he might not be able to make a couple of podcasts. I'm coming up on a busy, in the fall, I'm actually doing my student teaching, so we'll see how that goes and how busy I am in the fall. So that's just how things roll, and we might miss a week or 2 here. So that's kind of like, I like that dynamic of being able to have that flexibility.
Yeah, for sure. But it's been nice to be able to put this content on YouTube, and we put our content through Anchor, which provides a lot of different platforms for your audio listeners, where we get most of our listeners, which makes complete sense. So shout out Spotify and Apple Podcasts, all that jazz. And just tune in every week. We love to hear from you guys. We love your suggestions. And I really love that we're all in this together. I think this episode, just like we said earlier, is just YouTube in general. We just want to talk about YouTube and what it means to us. And I think it means a lot more to us now than it ever did before, just because of the things that we're doing together now. I think it makes me appreciate the website more because we get to be able to do something that we all love doing.
For my first question for you guys, what do you think is your number one favorite content on YouTube right now?
That's easy for me. I've been getting really, really deep into Dr. Disrespect. Me and Stacy will have him on all day. He's so funny. Um, he's so impressive. When I watch other streamers, they're not doing anything close to what the level he's putting into. He creates a real show. Just the amount of work he puts in to have all these little cutscenes. He's constantly being funny. It's like a show. It's not just watching him play video games. If he was just playing video games, I wouldn't watch. I haven't been big on that in my life. He's the only streamer I've ever really gotten into. But me and my wife are really big into it right now. And I don't foresee it stopping. Just he's so funny and he's just a great guy to try to model yourself after the amount of work he puts in.
Yeah.
But yeah, like throughout most of my life, I feel like in high school I was bigger into social media. I didn't do much YouTube, but since I've been back, when I went to college and have grown up a little bit, I'm off social media a lot, and I just do YouTube more so. I'm slowly falling more into it, and it's been fun to see so many different channels.
Is Dr. Disrespect on YouTube now?
Yeah, he's banned off Twitch.
Oh.
So he's
Right.
he's YouTube. I mean, people probably still think of him as Twitch, but I've only known him as YouTube.
Yeah. What games does he usually play right now?
He'll usually play Warzone twice a week, and then he'll play Valorant.
Oh, okay.
He'll play Valorant one day a week. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
He just recently, I watched him when he first played Valorant. He did not like it. He's like, because his whole thing's violence, speed, momentum, being athletic, and Valorant's not really that way. But then he restarted playing it a little bit, and he's feeling the fire for it. He loves the strategicness of it because he's played CS:GO and stuff.
Yes.
And so yeah, he's getting good. He's starting to become a silver 2. I think is the last thing he was at. But I can tell he's a lot better than a silver 2. His aim's really good. He's just a really good player.
Yeah.
He just always has crappy teams, like we always have.
Yeah.
Which is my one gripe. But
got to get that team together, man. So for me, I really don't watch people play games. I used to watch like Vanoss when he was just called Vanoss Gaming or something like that. I even bought one of his like horror games back in the day. I forgot what it's called, but it's still in my Steam library. But nowadays I watch a big variety of different channels, and I can just cover 5 of them. The first one is called Unusual Videos. It's literally the only like meme, like funny video channel, whatever, that actually makes me laugh because it just catches me off guard so many times. It has like these video game references like sprinkled in to these videos, like Yoshi licking or like different sound effects from different games that just I don't even would ever expect. I would never expect the sounds and the editing and stuff. It just it makes me laugh so many times. And I even like tell myself like, okay, I'm not gonna laugh during this video. I'm not gonna laugh. And like the first freaking clip of the 7-minute video, I just die. Sometimes it's so funny. I totally recommend you guys watch Unusual Videos. I watched Steve-O. He's one of the members of Jackass back in the day. He makes a lot of content on his YouTube channel. He just basically just tells stories about back in the day and just shares video clips and pictures and just really interesting stories that he has to tell because he's like a super really interesting guy with a lot of things that he has to say. Basically, they're like top 10 videos where it's like the top 10 moments where I burned myself or like the top 10 moments that I got arrested and things like that. So it's really fun because he's just a good storyteller, and I really like his voice. It's like super raspy from just all the drugs he took and all the stuff he went through. Yeah, he's really awesome. He's done a lot of improvement over his life. Like he's sober now, and he's a really good guy. He's totally changed upside down for the better. I really respect him now. The third one is called Shafrilus Productions, which is basically I don't know. It's a channel where this guy, he's just like this guy that he just makes these videos of like tier lists of, I don't know, it's mainly like Pixar, Disney, and all these big movie companies. He's just like talks about them, like why Shrek is an enduring classic, or like he likes talking about Shrek and Shark Tale and all these movies, all these like kid movies basically. And he's really funny, and he has a lot of good things to say. He's like a movie reviewer basically for Disney and Pixar and just like animated movies and stuff. So he's really funny and interesting, and I agree with like everything he says about every movie he talks about. So definitely check him out. I like H3 podcast, the H3 Productions. They're just a podcast that talk about media drama and just funny videos that they come across. And the main guy, Ethan, is just a really funny guy and just makes me laugh. It's my kind of humor, which is not the best humor for everyone, but if you're into that kind of humor, definitely recommend it. Give it a try. And my last one is Good Mythical Morning, which I watched years ago. I was a big fan of it years ago, but not a big fan nowadays. I just kind of thrown off with the whole food thing going on. Every episode is basically a food video where they eat something, and I wasn't big into it back then. I mean, I was, just because it wasn't every video. It was like every now and then. They used to talk about a lot of other things, but nowadays it's just food after food after food video, and I don't really keep up to date with them anymore. But I had to add them to my list just because I respect them a lot. They're pumping out videos like over 10 years now. It's crazy. So
I think GMM is on all of our lists, actually.
oh, nice.
Yeah, it's on Collins too. We would always watch it, and I would eat lunch in the band room with my girlfriend and future wife, and they would always play GMM, and I did not like it. I was like, so stupid. But for some reason, things just changed, and I was like, you know what? I like Rhett, and like they're a couple of bros.
Yeah,
for sure. So same with Carter. He said Vanoss for a second, but mine's just basically the Banana Breath crew as a whole, because there's Vanoss, H2O Delirious, and like 5 other guys. But the main one I still watch today, his name is Wildcat. I am Wildcat. His content is being extremely loud, and he just likes to not make fun of people, but like beat the crap out of people in video games and then just talk crap the whole time. And it's hilarious to watch him talk crap, because like usually he doesn't talk crap to randoms, like random people online. Like I liked him the most last year when Modern Warfare came out, because he played a lot of that. But like when people would talk crap to him first, man, he would give it to him, and man, was it funny. The second one I'd say would probably be David Dobrik, even though he doesn't post all that often anymore. I found him, like, I had my brother tell me about him like 4 or 5 years ago when he was first coming out, like, and stuff like that. But I didn't start watching him until like a year and a half, 2 years ago. And I don't think I've ever binge watched something so much as I did his vlogs. Like, there'd be days where that's all I did was I'd go to class and then I'd come home and watch his vlogs. And they're so like addicting because they're just that right amount of time. They're 4 minutes and 20 seconds. 420 plays it. And by the end of that one, you're just like, it's just another 5 minutes. Let's watch another one. But then by the time you know it, it's 2 a.m. Like, where the heck did the time go? So
it's like a whole week in 4 minutes. Yeah.
And it's so much fun to watch because it's just his friends being dumb, and he records it, and it's amazing. I don't know. Is it bad that I kind of don't like him as much anymore because of how rich he's gotten? And like all he does now is give away cars or like show off his mansion. Like, that's all he records.
Yeah.
Like his bed right now is 12 feet by 12 feet.
Yeah, I saw that. He just started a video version of his podcast now, so he's into his podcast now. I don't think he's really vlogging much anymore.
Yeah. Well, I think a problem with that too is he's just too popular now. Like he can't go out in public and vlog anymore because no matter where he goes, he gets recognized. So I don't know. All right, let's go to my next one. My next one would probably be the Misfits. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of them. They're really big on being the edgy people on the internet, like pushing the boundaries and whatnot, and talking about drugs, talk about everything like that. And I just find it super, super interesting seeing inside that lifestyle, since I'm so polar opposite of it. Seeing
Yeah.
inside that lifestyle and then just like reacting, because they're funny guys, like they are, but they haven't recorded as much lately because they're doing other things, and I'll leave it at that.
Nice.
So if you want to look up the Misfits, they have a podcast too. I only watch it once in a while, but other than that, not very much. I usually watch their clips. They usually put out like the little stories, and there's like 5-minute clips of a story inside of there. And then the last one, the one that I'm probably most consistent with right now, would probably be Good. Or the individual that kind of started it was GM Golf. And if you guys don't know by now, I'm a huge golf fan. Like, I am a golfer. When the spring comes, I am itching for golf to happen again.
Today.
And screw you, man.
I'm gonna golf on Wednesday.
Dude, there's snow here still. I can't. I really want to go. It hurts my soul. I don't know. So they're kind of like my golf itch right now, is they record golf videos. That's about it. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm into right now.
How many channels there are? I never even heard of any of those except for GMM that you mentioned.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
So many people out there making content. It's crazy.
Oh yeah. Well, and it's crazy how many like subscribers. You know David Dobrik, but
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
But it's crazy how many subscribers they have too. Like I Am Wildcat, he has like 7 mil. The Misfits, each one of them have like 3 mil. Like, it's crazy.
Oh yeah.
So let's go to my next question that we have for us. What do you think is the most nostalgic YouTube channel? One that might not even be active today, or one that might be active but you don't watch it anymore, but you kind of might go back to it once in a while. What's that one YouTube video?
Tobuscus and Smosh, man. Those are my 2 nostalgic channels by far. I feel like, isn't Smosh still active today?
Yes,
I haven't seen the video of theirs in like 7 years.
Yeah, but Anthony, one of the main guys from back in the day, he's not part of the channel anymore. He just
and there's like 6 other people in it that I don't care about.
Interesting.
Yeah, and they're really production wise now. Like every video they put out is really high production. It's like it just doesn't have the same feeling anymore.
Yeah, you got to go back and watch those old. Like I did actually watch one of their old videos recently, like this past year. It's you can tell when YouTube videos are back in the day.
Yep.
Like people nowadays seem to be offended so easily compared to back then. I feel like there's a lot of content that people made back then that you can't really make anymore. Not because it's completely inappropriate, like and vulgar, but it's just it crosses the line that has been moved today. The line has moved. And I feel like a lot of things that Smosh did just doesn't fit with this world anymore, which kind of sucks.
This was hilarious, but Smosh's one of their first videos was the Pokemon theme song, and then like lip syncing to it, and like I don't remember which one. It was probably Ian, but he like straight up deep throats Jesus, like a little Jesus figurine, and like if that happened nowadays, man, there would be an uprising of Christians in their channel.
Just things like that you see. And speaking of which, I used to also watch Shane Dawson back in the day. And after all this crap that went on last year, I don't know if you guys heard that Shane Dawson is canceled now because of a lot of things he did. A lot of I don't know if I can say the words or not. I don't know what YouTube will do, but he's like a lot of pedophilia accusations and bestiality and just things like that. He did a lot of blackface and a lot of really racist stuff that was brought up recently and made known to a lot of people. He did a lot of things that even got the Will Smith family's attention. He is off the grid now. He is gone.
Good night.
And I watched one of his past episodes, like from 2009. Holy crap. I can't believe I used to watch that kind of crap when I was that young. Like watching him do blackface and like make these really racist jokes, acting like a black woman, like a ghetto woman, and
What was his main stuff? What would he do? I don't know.
he did like skits. And he did all these raunchy skits, and at the end he would like be really like sentimental and like making it like a life lesson at the end.
Like, don't be
Man.
like that.
Like, you see, kids, that is why we should all come together and be so grateful for one another. Just like really weird. Yeah, he's a weirdo.
When I think of you, Carter, and YouTube, I think of LA Beast. The LA Beast. That's what I think about with you.
How could I forget LA
Yeah.
Beast, man?
How big is he? Is he big? Oh, really?
No. A lot of his videos got demonetized because of all the vomiting and all the gagging, and he just did food challenges. He would just eat like 6 cactuses, or he would eat like 76 raw eggs upside down and then come back up and throw them up into a saucepan and then cook them and then eat it again, and just crazy things like that. And
It's disgusting.
he just did all kinds of stuff, but
I remember you showing me one of those videos, and like I was like, just no, I can't deal with that, man. It's disgusting.
there was an episode he posted on Christmas Day one year where he just was like live streaming while he just kept taking shots of eggnog, like over 100 shots. And it got to like 70 something, and he just threw it all up into a trash can. And he's just like, people are like worried about him. Like, dude, you can't do this to your body. But he would run like 10 miles a day and then go to the gym like 2 hours a day. Like, he's single. He's just chilling. He just does these crazy food challenges and just works out super hard. And he's won a lot of challenges, and I think he was even on a late night show. I can't remember who, but he's gotten out there, but he's not really famous, and he's kind of dropped out. He's big on Cameo. If you want to get a video of him talking to you, you can buy his Cameo, but he's kind of off the grid as well. He doesn't really make content anymore just because it doesn't really stay on YouTube. LA Beast, though,
Yeah,
big guy to me.
that makes me want to go back to some of the eating channels I had watched, because like, I don't know, there was just like this weird like year period where it's just like I want to look up all these like food challenges and whatnot and try some of them. Like, have you guys ever heard of the McNugget challenge?
What is it?
It's 60 McNuggets within 20 minutes. I did it
Wow.
on permission.
You did it?
Yeah.
Nice job.
It was terrible. It felt like a brick was in my stomach for the rest of the day. Like, we had to go home, and we just took a nap for like 2 hours just to try to like let it digest. Like, it was terrible. To talk about like nostalgic ones that still make YouTube videos today, the one that comes to mind for me is Dude Perfect. Just because, like, I don't know, their content today is still fine. Like, it's still funny, it's still good. It's just like I said, it's just way more produced now. Like,
Yeah,
they're only like their trick shot videos are only like 4 minutes instead of the usual like 10 like they used to be. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. And some of their trick shots seem like that only took you like 20 minutes to do, man. Like, I like seeing the ones that I know you struggled for hours on end to get.
I used to watch them a lot. I like their little series that they make called Overtime. It is a little cringy at times when they spin the wheel. I don't like that character that guy plays. Yeah, but I like their Overtime series. It's always entertaining. They just do little segments. If you haven't seen it, Sawyer, the crew, like, they have all these different segments they do every episode where it's just like really interesting, where they pick out of a hat, and whoever gets picked has to spin the wheel of unfortunate or whatever. And it's just a really crappy situation that they have to do, like eat
one
a
of
bowl
them,
of dog food or something.
one of them was own a cat, and they're all like dog hunting guys.
That's funny.
And like one day he just like showed up home with the cat, and the wife was like, "What the freak? Like, I think this should be like our decision." He's like, "Sorry, it was on the board and I rolled it. Like, I have to bring this cat home."
I didn't know about that one.
I've only seen one episode of them, and it was the one with Russell Wilson at the Seahawks Stadium.
Yeah, they're pretty fun. But like, I still watch them today, but I usually only watch them with my wife, or I watch them with like when there's people there. But other than that, I don't really watch them all that often. Because I remember back in high school, I'd like rewatch their videos because I thought they were cool and like amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I've seen like highlights of it, but Like throughout my life, I've never felt devoted to a channel. Like when you guys say nostalgic channels, I don't have any. To be honest, I have nostalgic
Mhm.
videos, and
Right.
that's it. What's one?
I used to watch a lot of YouTube poop back then.
What's that?
YouTube poop? You don't know? How do you explain YouTube poop, Colin? It's just a lot of edits and like cartoons and stuff. Just
Would that
makes it really just crazy edits.
I'm trying to remember what YouTube poop is.
So like let's take the Disney movie Aladdin, for example. It'll show scenes of Aladdin, but they just make it crazy by adding all these crazy edits into it, like memes and different other random off, like it's just not related to the movie, and just make it crazy.
Gotcha.
Insane. And
Said that, it reminded me of a Rejected Cartoon, if you remember that video.
Yeah. So if you don't know what YouTube poop is, just type YouTube poop, and there's tons of different. It's just like a genre, basically, of videos.
Is it like ASDF?
I mean, yeah, but it takes real footage of cartoons and actual like movies and TV shows, and it just edits it into a crazy montage of just memes and jokes, and like it'll like blast the volume super high at certain moments and repeat the same phrase over and over and over and over and over, and just I don't know.
It's like
just check it out.
ASDF, just not drawing people and things.
Yeah, just craziness.
Consider it like deep fried, like
deep fried.
This is so out there.
Yeah, I'll send you guys a link to one that I like a lot from when I was a kid. Well, guys, I think we should wrap it up for that. I think we all have our different experiences with YouTube, and I think we all appreciate YouTube for what it is. And I appreciate you guys for watching. Leave a comment. Tell us your favorite YouTube video or your favorite YouTube channel. We'd always love to hear from you guys, your interactions. Share this video with your friends and interact with us on the Discord. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next week.
Deuces.